what's up? It's your boy Corey B. So, when you're trying to think about your future and trying to plan for your future and, just really get things moving in a good direction, a lot of people's biggest problem and the biggest obstacle they face is to stop seeing only what's right in front of them. That's just a typical thing that either it normally falls one extreme or the other. Either all they can see is what's right in front of them, or all they can see is this dream that they can't seem to put some reality behind it. Okay, so what you've really got to do is you've got to find that middle ground. You've got to walk that middle ground. Like, you really have to. You can't neglect and just completely absolve yourself of what's going on presently. But your goal and your mind needs to be set. You have to have your sights set on your goals. You have to be really focused on what's going to be happening down the line. Like, where am I going to be in 5 years? Where am I going to be in 10 years? Where am I going to be in 20 years? And that's I mean, for a lot of people, 20 years is a long time. Are you thinking about retirement, or are you thinking about, are you 20 years old right now and you're thinking about, well, where am I going to be when I'm 40? And is my business going to be, my life going to be, stable and all these things like that? Or are you 30 and 40 and you're thinking about, okay, in 20 years, am I thinking about retirement? Am I going to be prepared for retirement? Like I said, you've got to be able to think about what's happening in 5 years and what's happening in 10 and 20 years. And now, what's happening today that's going to affect those things? What are you going to put in place today? What is already in place that needs to be corrected? What is already in place that has you on the right track, that has you propelled towards your goals, that you're really, really, you're really thriving and you're really in the right direction? But there's always things you could be doing better. There's always things you could improve upon. And there's always these opportunities that are going to present themselves throughout your life that it's like, well, this is where I was planning to be in 5 years, but I could be better. And this is where I was going to be in 10 years or 20 years. But, I could get there sooner. My 10-year goal could happen in 7. My 10-year goal could happen in 8. My 20-year goal could happen in 13. When you have those opportunities, you want to really not just capitalize on them, but also see what the next step is. Because, see, that happens, from time to time. A big move happens, whether you're coming out of college and you get signed to this huge, massive contract for this business, and you're like light years ahead of where you thought you were going to be when you came out of college. Because so many people come out of college or come out of high school and they're trying to figure out how to make a paycheck. But some people, they just do the right things, meet the right people, fall in the right spot at the right time, and they come out of college, and there's just that person that's like, you know what, so-and-so told me about you, and this, that, and the other, and we got a deal in place, we got an opportunity for you, and this job is ready for you. And you're already, 2, 3, 5, 10 steps ahead of where you thought you might be when you came out of college, which is a fantastic opportunity. And then there's these other people who go into college on athletics or music or something, and they come out, getting a record deal or getting, a big contract in the NBA or the NFL or whatever, and then because of that, well, they're already, again, steps of where a lot of people are when they come out of college. Steps out, ahead of where a lot of people are at 22, 23. Some of them even younger. It's just mind-blowing. So when these things happen like this, a lot of times people rest. Like, they rest. It's like almost like, and I don't mean rest as in take a breath and relax, because we all need to do that from time to time. I mean, like, they rest in their place, in their position. They're like, I've arrived, and therefore I'm here, and therefore I ain't got nothing next to do. You got so much more to do. You got steps ahead, but now that you jumped those steps ahead, what could you be doing next? Start working on that next goal, or if that next goal is already in place, start seeing what else you could do. Start expanding. Start, digging deeper, going for more. People like, Ice Cube, LeBron James, like, these are men who, have taken what they've done in their particular profession, which propelled them ahead of a lot of people. LeBron James is just incredible ball player, and he's accomplished just so many things. It's just, my brother's the biggest LeBron James fan in the world, and that boy could talk to you all day long about everything. He could tell you stats and all kinds of stuff, and championships, and teams he's played for, and contracts he signed, and he probably even knows salaries that the boy's made. But nobody can dispute that LeBron has done so much more than so many other people just in the field of basketball. But this is also a man who has taken his money and not just been like, okay, well, I'm a baller and this is what I do. I play basketball, and at the end of the day, I'm going to go home and I'm going to have dinner. I'm going to go to bed, and, we're good, and I'm going to wake up tomorrow and play basketball again. No. He's taken his money and said, what can I do for my future? What can I do for my community? What can I do for those other little ballers that want to be ballers? Like, he really has invested in the community. He's invested in himself, and he's invested in his future and his family's future. He is an incredibly business-minded person. Ice Cube has taken the money he's made from, rapping and dropping albums, and then he's gone on to acting, and then from there he's taken that money and he's started the 3-on-3, the Big Three basketball tournament. This dude has invested in so many different things across the board. The man is like financially savvy, and he's financially set. He does not have things to worry about, and it's not just from his record deals or his movie contracts. No, it's because whatever he made, he put back into something else. He didn't say, oh man, well, I'm an actor now, so I made this big deal, so tomorrow I'm going to get up and make another movie, and then we're going to be good to go. No, he's like, I'm going to take this money and I'm going to put it towards something greater, something more fruitful and viable for me and my family. And, once again, this is a man who's also done for the community too. This is what you got to do. You've got to get yourself positioned to where you can propel yourself to the next step, and you can get yourself to those steps faster. You want to get to those steps faster, and then once you get to those steps, you want to start thinking about the next step. Sometimes you need to be planning multiple steps ahead, and then as you're getting yourself in a great position in your life where things are happening and things are moving, then you need to be thinking about not just your future, but the future of your family, the future of your community. Give back a little. Give back a lot if you're doing it right. Ultimately, there's not a limit to the potential success that you can reach. And that's how you gotta, that's how you gotta approach it. You gotta really think about it from that aspect and that mind frame of, there is not a limit on my future. There's not a limit on my success. There's not a limit on the potential that I can offer to not just me, my family, my future, my community, and those around me. And once you get your head wrapped around that, and you start thinking about those things, and you start thinking about it from that perspective, then as you're thinking from that perspective, it's going to be just come second nature. It's going to be like a fluid thing where you're going to constantly be moving and thinking, and it's just going to come second nature to you, and it's just going to be like habitual. It's just going to be what you do. It's going to be how you operate. Alright, I want y'all to marinate on that. I want y'all to think about that tonight. I want y'all to really think about, your next steps, where you're going, where you're going to be later, and how you're going to get there. And start thinking of some other steps, Think about the side steps. Think about if you progress faster, what could you be adding on there? Just get that stuff going. If you got any questions, you got any comments, you got something you want your boy to talk about, we could talk about it. Let's make it happen. You know how to get a hold of me. Y'all can instant message me. Y'all can email me. Hit me up on beingcoreybayless.com. Message me below. Be sure, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and ding that bell. Get your notifications. You don't want to miss it. I got so much more coming for you. I'm going to keep dropping, and keep this popping, So y'all stay with me. Stay tuned. And let's get it done. All right. Till next time. Y'all get cocky. I'm your boy Corey B, and I'm out.